So here I am in San Francisco. I'm getting ready to speak tomorrow at the Developer Week Manager on a topic about incremental progression. And I think that's important because what I essentially want to talk about is giving people like a mat, a safety net on which so they can learn, and they can learn by failing. Um, and what is interesting for me and why I'm recording this video is that the first day of it is an AI track, and the talks are all AI. They're all seemingly regurgitated. There are no new points. There's nothing new already under the sun in AI. It's just optimization. And there's this quest to stay relevant by including AI into things. And not that it doesn't have its place. I record this video from a camera that has AI built in to help it do autofocus for facial recognition and stuff like that. And I appreciate that. And I do think AI has its place, but where it doesn't have a place is constantly in your face and drowning out what I would consider to be other areas of innovation. This proves extremely frustrating for me too, after having been to the Open Source Summit in Seattle and having seen examples of all kinds of ways that we are innovating and we're doing cool and new and fantastic things that aren't getting the press that they deserve because they're not yelling AI. And a lot of these technologies even help or enable folks to use, artificial intelligence or program or model large language models or natural language processing or generative AI or any of the other various ways that AI is coming to the forefront. But it shouldn't come at the cost of a lot of hard work by other folks who are doing things that are a little bit different. And I think it diminishes us as an industry, it diminishes us as developer advocates or folks who have a public eye in what we talk about. Because we had this quest for relevance that we kind of constantly have to bang away at. And in some of our roles, we are always trying to ensure that we get the most views or we get the most impressions or we get whatever. We're essentially trying to be influencers. And the same thing happens for leadership when you have these product lines that are pivoting to AI and And I wish we had learned our lesson with crypto and Web3, but we didn't. And so I want to express my frustration about this and express my encouragement to those folks who are doing stuff that is not AI, that folks see you. And I hope that you get the funding and the help and the people contributing to your projects that you need, even though you're not shilling AI. And I exhort a lot of the folks who are just cranking out AI piece after AI piece to remember that there's so much more of the tech world and industry that exists that is not specifically around AI. So this leads me to want to be less quote unquote relevant. I do kind of want to focus on the people and the technology itself rather than what's cool, fast, or fresh. And I understand that limits me, obviously, in a lot of things. And, if you're, I'm on the job hunt, and if you're a person who may have been looking at me hoping that I'll shill AI, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to be the best at doing that. But I will be the best at engaging with people and talking about what they're actually trying to do and what tools can do that. To that end, I've been recovering my roots or uncovering and nurturing my original roots in data store SaaSes. I did a lot of work with MongoDB and Elasticsearch and Postgres and MySQL. It was my forte for many years. And I've been, since I've had more freedom, I've been doing a lot of work in that. And I find it very refreshing and invigorating. Are those things used for AI and for large language models, especially natural language processing? Sure. Are they used for vector databases? Yes, absolutely. And I'm all about the underlying technology that enables these things. but it's still about the underlying technology and what people are trying to do with it and that people are trying to build with it. That interests me and always will. So, stay tuned for more of that. Stay tuned for me to show off the chops that I have that a lot of people forgot about and probably shouldn't have. Yeah, I was at the Elastic meetup last week and gave a talk kind of about the history of Elastic, which I was able to give, but also a lot of technical insights and technical asks to the product teams based on my knowledge. It was a surprise for most people who don't really hear me talk about tech that much, that I do have chops, and I can go quite deep. I just choose not to, because people are always more interesting than tech, and they always will be. So this is a bit of a ramble, and I'm okay with that. My main focus and my main goal of talking to you today is to say that, let's not forget there's more out there than AI. Let's not forget that there are people who have projects that are really doing some cool stuff that we should probably be looking at and probably be paying attention to, instead of just, being like squirrels, and where instead of nuts, everything is an AI this and AI that, AI this and AI that. We're better than that. We're more innovative than that. We have much greater potential than that, and I think we should remember that.